So we are now ready for Chisum ISD's Rockstar District presentation. So I'm going to give you the floor, Wanda. Take it away.
Okay, just 1 second. I forgot this little. I got busy.
She's getting herself ready.
Putting a little light in. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. So hi, I'm Wanda Armstrong with Chisum ISD in Paris, Texas. And I'm sorry about that. I'm a little inadequate when it comes to all of this technology. I'm getting more and more technical training every day. So, but anyhow, this morning I was just going to talk to you a little bit about smaller districts and how some of the smaller districts are, finagling our way through this pandemic. And so as I was thinking about this past week, I thought about two things that I feel like have probably helped my district the most. When I say a smaller district, our district, we have 3 districts that are within the Paris, Texas city limits, and I'm the smallest of those 3. We have about 1,200 students, and we have 3 campuses, but as I said, we're just a little bit smaller. So nevertheless, we still have to feed these kids. And so I was just thinking about the things that we did during the very beginning of even the pandemic, going into what we never thought we would still be doing today, is still going through this pandemic. And so we just had to really adjust and make lots of changes. So 2 things that really came to mind for me were motivation and simplicity. And so I just wanted to touch on those 2 things. I know for me as a small school district, I need to feed as many kids as I can to bring in as much revenue as I can to help my program. And so it was a little bit, difficult changing our menu pattern as much as we had to be able to get through, all the changes for this COVID pandemic and that sort of thing. So everything touchless, just elementary kids, they're not wanting them to come through the line, just lots of different things that we're having to do. So for us, even though we were a small district, we had quite a large lunch program. And so for lunch, the kids would have 4 to 5 hot entree choices each day, always a hot side, usually a vegetable, sometimes a rice. And then we had full salad bars at all 3 campuses. Several years ago, I did a webinar with the TDA about the take all you want, eat all you take method on the salad bars. So when you walked into our campuses, you would see a salad bar like you would see if you walked into a restaurant, just a full open salad bar. And, my staff was just trained to make sure that they were getting that half a cup vegetable on their tray before they went through the line. So we had to just completely simplify things, mainly at the elementary, because they're not even wanting our kids now to come to the line. We're serving everything in to-go boxes, passing out milk, having the kids working off rosters at the elementary. I had to go to straight serve at the elementary, which was a big change for my kids, but they've adapted well. I will tell you that for me, one of the things that has really worked good and has been very, very important is working with the admin staff and working really close with my managers, making sure the admin staff understands why we're doing what we're doing, what's going to help our program, getting them on board. And we have a fabulous admin staff here, a superintendent, and the full admin staff that's completely behind our food service program. So that is a great help. The next thing was working with my managers to find out, what is it, today, every day we usually have 4 choices. Well, we're going down to 1 choice at elementary because we're straight serve. So what are these kids going to want to eat every day? And so I really simplified our menu. We went to a 2-week rotation through August, September, and October. We're hoping to broaden that a little bit in November. We were actually using up our spring inventory, all of that stuff that, we typically try to menu in the spring to empty out our freezers to start the new year with. Well, school just ended. And, we didn't get to do all that. We're still pulling in commodities, and then, there's no way to use it. We're not having regular school. So it's been kind of crazy. So the first word that came to my mind was simplicity. And so the ladies and I had a meeting, and I was just like, look, it's okay. We're just going to simplify things, and we're going to move forward. And, everybody's attendance I know is down because we've got all these remote learners who are not coming to get meals like we hoped that they would, like they were coming during the COVID meal feeding and the SSO time. So my district stayed with NSLP during this time. We did not go to the SSO. our admin department, and and I talked, and we just felt like that was just what we needed to do for our district. So we stayed with NSLP. So we are still just feeding our students, and then we have a remote station set up at the elementary. And so I have a couple of little pictures that I was going to try to share my screen with. And so I'm not sure if I know how to share my screen though. Oh, here we go. Share screen. Okay, so if I do this, so I don't know if you guys can see.
Yes, that's perfect. We see it.
So here's our little remote learner station that we have set up. And so the elementary campus is where they came all during the summer for SSO and that sort of thing. So now we just have this little section set up where they still come to the exact same area, all campuses. And so one thing I would like to say is what we do. Okay, so how do I unshare?
So there should be a stop share button in red at the bottom.
This is a learning process.
That's
Okay.
all right.
And so, so one thing that we have tried to do is just to kind of keep everything the same so that the parents understand, that we want as little change as possible. And so everybody comes through, and whether they're elementary, middle, or high. And so when those students come through, every child in the district, has an ID card, and those parents and or whomever picks up that meal has to present that remote learner's ID card in order for us to give them a meal. We then put that on a roster, and those kids are put in. All of the remote learners are put into the elementary campus as an alternate campus for right now. So if they pick up a meal, it's also counted and credited at the campus where the meal was served. So just a few things there. I will say middle school and high school, we stayed with offer versus serve. And so it hasn't been, it's been not a whole lot of change there. They still have, 2 or 3 different choices. So we just have less a la carte. Everything is just handed to them, that sort of thing, so that it's all still touchless. And I'm running out of time, so I'm just going to read over these little bullets that I wrote down real quick.
Wanda, I'm going to give you some extra time, okay? So don't feel panic.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just wanted to say I did write down under motivation that the first thing is togetherness. And so, it's kind of crazy. As directors, we just get into this mode of needing to solve a problem. And, it's real easy just to kind of forget about your managers and your staff, that sometimes you may not pull into these problems, but they are on the front line. And so they can really help you solve a lot of these things and help you think about simplifying them. So I already said, most important is to work with your admin staff to achieve those goals, but involve your staff and let them help you, to make the right decisions. And then, throughout all this, our ladies, when everybody else had, a semi, not really a break, but a semi break, during that first shutdown, well, food service staff was still working every day. Every day we were still coming in, feeding meals all the way through the weekends. It was crazy. And so these ladies, my ladies, have worked so hard. So I always do try to think of small tokens of appreciation for them. Maybe I make a cake or a pie today and bring it to them. They love Sonic drinks, so I have their Sonic drinks on a notepad, and I know what to get. And sometimes, I just like to bring a Sonic drink to work. So just little small tokens of appreciation. Making a plan that we all eat together. Maybe one afternoon after work or whatever. We try. So simplicity, I already kind of talked about that. Simplifying your menu. Using as much prepackaged veggies and fruits as you can, and then when you have to, just the bagging systems, things that kind of make that go a little smoother. Went over the remote learners. Okay, so I want to show you I want to share my screen, and I want to show you just a couple more. This was during the COVID thing. We had kind of Superhero Day kind of went out the window because it was during COVID. So I got with my admin staff in the district, and we still were able to have a Superhero Day. And so I just want to kind of show you. The ladies didn't know about this. And so they got to school this day, and I kind of had it. Can y'all see that picture? So this was just a little bit of a fun day. I had a cake or a pie. A PTO got them all a gift card for the local coffee shop and flowers. And so it was a really fun day for the ladies. And then the last thing that I want to show you is at the end of that day, the Paris News came out and did a big deal about the ladies. This is a fun picture. Can y'all see that picture? Carrie?
I'm so sorry. Yes, I'm here.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. I just want to make sure that I'm sharing my screen.
Yes,
So
you are. I'm,
this,
yes.
you're great. I'm sorry. So this was just a real fun day for the ladies. And then I want to show you real quick. At the end of the day, they just got so excited about, crazy, just excited about feeding kids. And this was a little video. I don't know. I did a little slow-mo thing. It was kind of a fun thing. So, just to kind of laugh a little bit, take the pressure off, and just to motivate and thank your staff. Let them have a little bit of fun. We were done feeding for the day, and we were having our little superhero party because I'm telling you, these ladies are the superheroes of our program. They are for me. I have the most fabulous cafeteria staff that you could ever imagine, and I could not imagine going through this pandemic without them. So I'm just grateful for that. Um, if there's anything else or if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. Like I said, we have just tried to keep it simple and just tried to motivate each other. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Wanda. I appreciate your time this morning and sharing with us how you are making it work. And it just goes to show there's large district, small district, everyone is pretty much just functioning the best they can and in very similar ways. So we appreciate you sharing your experience. And everyone stick around. I've got our next presenter up, and all this craziness this morning, I've forgotten which district she's with. So give me a minute here. Lufkin ISD is up next with Amanda Koch, and I will bring her in right now. I've had some technology this morning. It's been crazy. Wanda, again, thank you for your time this morning, and thanks for being a Rockstar District in all of this.
Thanks, Terry.